What's going on, my Pazanos? Welcome back to a brand new special video. And in today's video, I want to tell you guys why I actually love playing tank in Marvel Rivals. Now, I haven't really made too many videos about Marvel Rivals yet on my channel. I do play it so much. I already have 427 hours in this game, and I have played so many different characters, but I've also watched a lot of videos. I've actually seen a lot of what's going on in the community. And again, to give you guys some backstory, this is my first hero shooter that I've ever been this much into. I have never been into a hero shooter where I've played literally 400 hours. This is actually a lot for me because honestly, most games I will not play for that long. The only game that I have for this amount of hours that beats Marvel Rivals is Gary's mod, and that's because I've had that game ever since I was 10 years old. And you guys have seen all of, well, you guys should see if you guys have never, I've seen all of my Gary's mod videos that I made with like the scary maps. I've made Gmod Sonic videos. I've done a lot of stuff with Gary's mod, but the second game, most played game on Steam is Marvel Rivals, but I've already said this multiple different times, so I just want to get to the topic of this video. The main reason why I want to really make this video is because I am so freaking tired of being recommended all of these stupid little videos on YouTube talking about why everyone has stopped playing freaking tanks in Marvel Rivals and why those supports and healers suck and all that stuff. And I guess I could technically make this a series, but for right now, I want to focus on the tanking characters in Marvel Rivals. There's not that many of them, which I will get to later in this video, but there definitely is a big deal when it comes to tank characters in Marvel Rivals. Now, if you guys don't know how freaking tank characters work, I'm not the best person to explain little things like that, but basically what tank characters are is they are big health, big, not super big damage, but like basically characters in the game that are designed to help push the team. People who are designed, or characters that are designed to push the team, to keep their key team going, and to absorb a whole lot of damage and inflict a lot of damage to the front line of the other team or whatever they gotta do. They also supposed to support the supports, ironically, and basically the DPS, and basically gotta like protect the team. It's like you're a big stone wall is basically what you are. And I think personally that the freaking tank is actually one of the most important classes in this game. And the whole entire thing that's going on about it is that apparently not a lot of people actually want to play tank in this game anymore, which is very, very sorry to say, because personally, like I said in this video, I like playing tank. And this is coming from a guy who at first was actually playing DPS characters, namely just Psylocke, because when I was first playing this game, I liked Psylocke, I liked her design, I liked how she looked, I liked her gameplay and all of that stuff. So I was like, let me just play as Psylocke because she is just so good. Now, I just want to say right now, this gameplay that you're seeing right now is actually me playing as a tank. I usually play as either Emma Frost or Penny. I don't really, I used to play Venom, but I don't play Venom anymore because I just kind of got bored of him over time. But I recently got into Penny. I freaking hate her though, but like I recently got into Penny, and Emma Frost is just my everything. I love Emma so much. I apologize for the quality because I am playing on the Steam Deck and I'm using it to export these videos and whatever. But I am trying so hard to get another computer. Eventually I will get it, but I'm so sorry about that. But I will say right now that I do main those characters. And like I said, I mained Psylocke originally. And again, I mained Psylocke because she was pretty and I liked her gameplay really. But nowadays I main other characters, like the tank characters. And I do it because personally speaking, the tank characters are very, very important to the game. And also they're actually really fun to play as. Because with a DPS character and a support character, you can usually consider those squishies depending on what you actually, or who you play as. Some DPS or support characters can have more health than other DPS or support characters. But for the most part, they are usually like low health, 250, 300 characters. Now, if you guys don't know what a squishy is, I am so sorry. I am kind of starting to realize the lingo of these games. There's so many, there's like so much like phrases and sayings that people have about this, these types of games online. It's kind of ridiculous. I really do. I don't really like how Honestly, it sounds so like, I'm just gonna be real. It just sounds so nerdy over time. Like, we're the DPS and the squishies and the back line and the Mark Zuckerbergs and the freaking Diminci's. I don't even know what you guys are saying anymore because I have no idea what these things mean. So if you're like me and this is your first favorite hero shooter, I'm sorry, but these are some of the words I've actually learned over time. And I really do hope you guys can actually understand more by actually watching this video. I watched too many videos where so many other people have already played stuff like Overwatch, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and yes, I wasn't a Fortnite. I still kind of am. I would be if I could play it on Linux, but I can't, and that's an unfortunate part of the video. But anyways, with that being said, the game itself is reliant so much on tanks, and not many people actually really realize that, and that's what I really hate the most. What I will say right now is why I actually like playing tank is that I feel dependent on. I feel like I am the backbone of the team because if I go down, the entire team goes down, and that literally is honestly how it usually goes. If a tank dies, a lot of the damage that's actually being absorbed by them is gone away because they're dead. So usually what will happen if I die or whatever, a lot of the team will get killed off by, people diving into the back lines, which if you guys don't know what that means, is basically DPS characters go into the back of your team and they kill your teammates. And if you're, freaking a support person, that's what they do. And if you're a DPS, well, you're just going to get diffed, honestly. A lot of the times that usually is what happened, or you'll get 1v2 or 1v6. It's insane. It is so insane. You do not want a tank character actually to go down. And I love playing tank because I do like just helping out my teammates. Because honestly, the tank characters are not just the one character that I actually learned to play as in this game. I actually learned early on to actually like characters like Mantis. That was actually my first what I would say, the support character. I actually didn't really play support at first, but Mantis was actually the first. First of all, I actually had a stream of me actually playing this game for the first time on Vigicam. If you guys want to see that, I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but I did. And in that first stream, you know what the first character I actually played as, just I selected in general in that game was, when I first started, it wasn't in trading mode or anything, but it was actually in a quick match. It was freaking Mantis, actually, surprisingly enough. And I still love and play her as her to this very day. And I love playing as healers. I really do. I just love seeing my homies prosper and being able to kill and being able to live and all this other stuff. It's a very awesome feeling. But with tank, that's actually literally the same thing. It's just that now you're just on a more offensive approach and you're basically the backbone of the team, like I was trying to say. It is so satisfying as Penny to lay down mines and people to just run into my mines. I love it when people do that. I love it when people just run into my mines. I love tracking down an Iron Man in the air. And instead of the DPS actually doing that, I'm just like, hey, dude, I got it. All right. DPS Iron Man is down. All right. I got you. Right. I love doing that type of stuff. I love being Emma Frost and mind controlling the Moon Knight in the back lines. And he thinks I can't see him, but I can mind control him. And then he starts running away and he accidentally runs to me, and then I turn into their diamond form and I slam into the ground. Oh my God, I love that. It is some of the most cathartic amounts of gameplay ever. So why don't people play as tanks much? As far as I know, like I said before, tanks are being kind of like discriminated towards in the Marvel Rivals community. And it's really, really sad to say because honestly, tanks are just really fun. Like, I don't even play as someone like Thor, but Thor is really fun to play as. Well, not really. I've heard Thor is really fun to play as. I should be more specific. Venom, when I actually did play as him, it was just awesome to be a symbiote and just basically just crash out on the other team and all that stuff. It was awesome. It's awesome just being a big hulk of mass, just leading the charge, or taking the charge to the other team and just completely demolishing them, or basically just kind of getting into like a standstill in the middle of the other team with you and the other team, and everybody's just in standstill, but then you allow your DPS to go to the back lines and disrupt them and get them distracted, or basically they just like take them out altogether, and then you guys can like just push for it through. I have seen some bad tanks. I have seen some of those. I've seen some tanks that really don't like to push, some tanks that just don't really know what they're doing. I've seen all of these characters, all right? I've been playing bronze. I'm actually in silver 1 now, actually. But I've been playing bronze because I actually got to gold 3 last year in another video. Not last year. Last season, I got into gold, but I went all the way back to bronze. So I'm now seeing again what some of these guys are actually capable of. I know I could probably be better in this game. I just never played. I never actually play competitive. Actually, I usually will never play competitive unless it's like with some friends, whatever. But they're all like higher ranks than me. They're already saying like they're platinum or like they're diamond and whatever. I'm just like, guys, what the freak? You're just leaving me in the dust. But then again, I don't play competitive, like I said, that much. I have seen some really bad tanks, but at the same time, I just don't like the fact that there are so many people who are just refusing to play tank. And there's all these videos talking about why I will never play tank or why I'm done with tank or whatever, and all these people that don't want to play tank. And I see it. When I go into competitive, I'm surprised about the amount of people that will legitimately, it's such a generic, such a horrible thing. Like actually, like it's nasty. But people will literally insta-lock DPS characters, and it's just so freaking infuriating because you're over here just like, man, maybe sometimes I don't feel like playing Emma Frost. Maybe sometimes I'll play as one of my other mains, like Magic, or I'll play as Psylocke, or whatever. And usually the best way to actually get better at a game is to play a character or a game multiple different times. And it kind of like, depletes the amount of opportunity that you have for something like that if you're not able to play as other characters because all these other characters just want to play as DPS. Now, I can understand as someone who plays fighting games, I can understand just trying to get good at one character. But this is the reason why I feel like there really does need to be a role queue in this game. I played a little bit of Overwatch, and I was flabbergasted to really see that they actually have role queues in that game. This is something that I definitely feel like Marvel Rivals needs to have, because I'm tired of literally going into games over and over again with people who just straight up don't know what they're doing, and they're claiming that they want to play as the DPS characters and these tank characters and all this stuff, and they just don't know what they're doing. And it would just been solved if we all just were able to roll or character queue or whatever. I think that would be really awesome. Now, sure, certain characters are played as more than others, but I feel like maybe we can just strike some type of balance if we actually have more characters. I guess I'm getting more into the actual solutions here, but another problem with this game is just the fact that there actually isn't that many tanks or supports in comparison to the crazy amounts of DPS. I know Blade was literally just released, but he's another DPS character. What was the last character? Jean Grey, and she is another freaking DPS. The last tank that we got was Susan. I mean, not Susan, Emma. But then before that, we got a freaking another DPS character in what's his name, Reed, and then we got a Susan, which was another support, which is great, but she's the one new support, and we've got like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 different DPS at this point. The reason why most people don't want to freaking play DPS is because honestly, there's just such a large option, a large amount of options for DPS characters in the game. And I understand most of these characters are put into DPS, like Jean Grey, Spider-Man, and because can you really see Spider-Man being a support character? Can you see Winter Soldier being a tank? Winter Soldier. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know Marvel like that. Again, this is like the one this is like the one thing Marvel that I'm actually really into right now, and that is really insane because like I said, I love this game. It really is awesome. But it's the one thing that's Marvel that I'm really, really, really into. And like I said, I don't really know too much about these characters and what they can do. And I heard from some people that maybe, just logically speaking, that Emma Frost should have actually been a tank or whatever, or not a tank, but a DPS. But the point of the matter is they need to add more DPS characters. They need to add more support. I mean, not DPS. God, no. Hell, oh my God, no. No, they need to add more tank characters and more support characters. In fact, I would honestly I would love it if the only characters that they add for the rest of the year, okay, that's a little insane, I'm not going to lie, but for like the next 4 months at least, just be support and tank. That should be the only characters that they should be adding, or just add them in bulk, because this is the big problem with this game, right? And most people who will not play, like if you're going up against a team and you got someone that wants to win or whatever, or you got someone who's just fed up with this game and they keep seeing like, oh, I don't want to play a tank or whatever. Well, then now that person's going to drop out of the game, and now you have this big player drop that most people have actually been seeing. Now, does that mean I think this game is going to die like these other people are saying? No, that's definitely not going to happen. That's not the problem at all. I don't believe this game is going to die anytime soon. I think this is just a whole lot of clickbait YouTubers trying to just get you into whatever, talking about whatever, and being echo chambers and just regurgitating everything that everybody else is saying, just like the freaking tank stuff. Like, oh my God, the reason why I'm making this video is, like I said, everybody keeps talking about it. And I'm just over here just like, dude, tanks are fun. I love being Emma Frost and just shredding the other team, and for my back line to go to their back line and then just shred their other team too, so I can push through and start slamming, choking everybody, right? I love doing that. I love being Penny and leading everyone to my mines, and just, you know, if I'm getting too much damage, I can usually just use my spider webs to get the freak away in an instant. I love that stuff so much. But again, we need to start freaking like thinking of solutions and stop complaining about what's going on with this game, because there are too many people doing that. And I am so fed up with it. I'm so done with it. I'm tired of seeing these freaking videos. And this is probably one of the last times I will ever talk about it. I don't like being a guy who just keep making a video just because, oh, this gets clicks or whatever. No, I'm not doing that. It's freaking stupid. But yes, guys, I am just saying right now, I love tanks and Marvel Rivals. Very cathartic. I love the satisfaction that I get from just helping my homies and just being like a real squishy for them. Like, I am literally a damage sponge, and I love just being able to protect my teammates and everybody in my team, because I'm like a real protector. You know, I can see that freaking Iron Fist in the background, and he's over here going crazy in my supports, and I go into my diamond form, and then I just go over there, I just dash to him, I choke slam him, and then I just kill him to death. And I love that. It is amazing. It is a part of the amazing gameplay loop that I like so much. And we need to realize that, look, the best thing about a game, the main point of any game, the best, most important thing is by making the game fun. If something is not fun, then why bother? Now, of course, this is subjective. Some people might say, well, tank is not fun or whatever. Yeah, maybe to you. And maybe you're just not fun. I would just like to say, like I said, what I'm talking about is maybe you're just not fun. Or if you're actually being valid, if I'm just being valid to you right quick, maybe you just haven't found a character that is actually fun. Like, that can legitimately happen. Like, a character that is like really just not your cup of tea, that can definitely happen. That's why I'm saying that there should definitely be a tank character that should be added to the game. More characters of the tank characters, more tank characters should be added to that game, is what I'm trying to say. Because either these characters are not playing as these characters, or these tank characters, or the support characters, because they're not fun, and they're basically not, they're basically just entitled, and they just think that everything should just come easy to them, like they're playing Scarlet Witch or something. Or maybe they're just not having fun with the actual tank characters that we already have, and they're waiting for something even better. I mean, like, remember when everybody was going crazy for Emma Frost at first, and then everybody kind of like died off after that? I mean, there are always going to be Emma Frost tanks. Usually, if I usually see anybody playing as tanks, I'm usually seeing either Emma Frost or maybe someone like Captain America, maybe some actual fun DPSs and whatever. I don't see as many Doctor Stranges though anymore. That's kind of weird. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be my case. If you guys actually ever thought of like more support, or really, actually, I think we should just dial it down to actually let's just dial it down to like tanks. What do you guys like? What tanks would you ever want to have her see in Marvel Rivals? If you actually also got this far in the video, I'm sorry to do the whole YouTube thing, but if you actually got this far in the video, then please put in tanks for life in the comment section down below. If you do that hashtag, then I will know that you actually got to the end of the video. I legitimately do like to see who got to the end of the video. I'm not just doing this for analytic purposes, but I do want to see you guys legitimately, I just want to know like who is actually staying till the end and whatever. And it's really, really cathartic to actually know who is doing that. But with that being said, I hope you guys will tell me what do you guys want to see as a tank or like as a tank in this game. I would really want to know that. I'm sorry for talking my freaking your ear off about this freaking game. I really do crazy. I do love it. I know I'll go crazy. I know I'm going off and crazy off. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I love this game. I go crazy when I talk about it. I hope you guys enjoyed and appreciated this video. I hope you guys will tell me what tanks do you guys want to see in this video or in the upcoming seasons or whatever. Or even like what changes do you guys want to see to Marvel Rivals that will actually make it better? I know I talked about EOM a couple of weeks ago, but maybe there's some other changes that you guys want to actually see more in this game. But with that being said, that is my case on tanks in Marvel Rivals. Thank y'all for watching this video. If you guys like this video, like it, subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, with that being said, Johnny.